welcome you to our presentation on protecting your personal information while job searching
by Najed bin Salim and Jennifer Johnson.
And today what we're going to go over is actually what is personal information, how to keep your personal information safe, and how to do a job search safely online. So first of all, what is personal information? Well, personal information is your name, your phone number, your address, your birthday, your social security number, your email address, and password. So all of these would be considered personal information.
It is very important to protect your personal information while job searching.
Potential employers ask for personal information, but it's important to recognize what is appropriate to share and whom to share it with.
Ways to protect your personal information online. So first, you need to make sure the job site is safe. You need to read over the site privacy policy.
All reputable sites have a privacy policy posted right on their website. It just takes a little searching and then you can find it.
If you are not sure about the site, don't give any information. It will put your personal information at risk.
And below, we put a link on how to tell if a website is secure or not. Use a secure online network. An example would be to sign off your coffee shop's Wi-Fi and sign in using your home network. That is password protected, so cybernet hackers can't track your online activity. And this would include anywhere that's public that you would access their Wi-Fi for free. It's important that you make sure that you are using a secure home network or school network when you're applying for a job.
So if you're not sure about this site, don't give any information. Don't provide potential, don't provide confidential information like social security number until you have signed a contract with the potential employer. So before entering personal information online, check to make sure the website is secure by looking at the web address bar. It should be an S at the end of the HTTP in the beginning of the web address. And then please check the sites that we provided on the previous site, how to tell if the website is secure. Never share a password and pins with anyone, not even your best friend. Never give your information to someone you don't know in person.
Keep your personal information safe. I'm sure you've heard it before, but don't overshare on social media. Make sure you keep your address, your full name, and who you are off of personal social media, because potential employers can look at the site and gather information about you. You may not want your employers to see this information. Hackers can access this information as well, and then they can use it to figure out who you are and get all of your personal information that you've posted online.
Create a strong password. And we insert a video about how to create a strong password. Please look over, and then we can probably put the video on. So hold up 1 second, I will show the video.
And the video is good for showing how actually to create a strong password. So it's important that you not use anything like password as your password, or password 123, or even your name. anything that remotely could be personal, you should probably not have as your password.
So you can make more secure online choices. If there's one thing we learned from that 2018 viral meme about Cheeto Lock, it's the incredibly unavoidable importance of having a strong password in all your profiles. But what is a strong password really? Which combination of numbers, letters, characters, emojis, we'll get back to you on that later, actually count as a strong password? Well, we're about to break it down for you in this video. Put simply, a strong password is one that can't be easily guessed or cracked using a brute force of attack. Modern computers can crack weak passwords in mere seconds. So, if you're going with a password like sunshine, 12345, or I love you, which by the way are 3 of the most common passwords choices in the world according to Splash Data, you're doomed to get hacked at some point. So, how do you choose a password that isn't easily hackable? Your password should be ideally 12 characters long and preferably a combination of uppercase, lowercase letters. The more characters, the stronger the password, provided you haven't chose something too obvious. Which brings us to our next point. It shouldn't be too personal, your first name and surname followed by 123, or your date of birth, or your pet's name. Time to get a little more creative. Hackers will try out your personal information before anything else, so don't give them the opportunity. It should be unique. Don't choose the same password you're using on other accounts. That would just make you vulnerable to having all your accounts hacked at once. Also, don't choose a password that you've used any time before. If you're finding it hard to remember which password is for what, customize the password in regards to the account. For example, adding a YTV to a YouTube account, but be sure that it's a long and varied password. It's important that the password isn't too generic. Choosing password 123 as your password, not as genius as you'd think. If your password is easily guessable, you failed at making a good choice. Now that you know the basics to creating a somewhat decent password, let's learn how you can go the extra mile and strengthen your password even more. Here's an idea. Instead of choosing a word for your password, choose a phrase or a long sentence and then take the first letters, numbers, and punctuation from that phrase to generate a seemingly random combination of characters. Voila, you have a longer, stronger password. That'll be much harder to hack. Back to what we said in the beginning, you can use emoticons, not emojis, as part of your password to make it even stronger. Better than using a special boring character, right? If you're beginning to think that choosing an actually strong password is a little too complicated, just save yourself the time and start using a password generator like Norton Password Generator, LastPass, or NordPass. Just select how many characters you want and get yourself a banging password that's almost impossible to crack. Here's a way to keep your account secure even when your account does get stolen: Factor Authentication. This will require you to enter a second piece of information after the correct password, usually one-time code sent to you via text message or email, using a 2FA app like Google Authenticator, Microsoft Authenticator, or Authy to make this process even safer. Lastly, it's really important to keep your passwords to yourself. You'd think this is pretty obvious, but way too many people end up getting hacked because they share their passwords via text message or email. Even if you're just spelling it out to the person next to you, there could be someone nearby who's taking notes. Yep, that's how careful you really have to be. You can find a comprehensive guide on creating a strong password on our website. The link is just down in the description. So to wrap it up, choose a password that's long, unique, and impersonal. To go the extra mile, use a passphrase instead of a password, use a password generator and 2-factor authentication, and never, ever give your password away to someone else. Have any questions about how to make the right password choice? Let us know down in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a nice thumbs up and subscribe to Cyber News for more videos.
All right.
So, to summarize what they said in the YouTube video, it's important to make sure that you, A, have a longer password. So make sure that your password is at least 12 characters. Make it stronger so that hackers cannot figure out what it is, such as random letters or random numbers within your password. And make sure your password is
private, so don't share it with anyone, even your best friend, right? All right.
So,
Hi, I'm Amy from cybernews.com, a source of cybersecurity.
So Miss B, I can't share my password with you?
No, I'm sorry. If you ask me about my password, I won't give it to you because it's personal. It's my password. I don't share it with anyone. Another thing that you need to do is don't share a list of references online. Take a copy with you to the interview. You have references list or list of references that have personal information like their first name, last name, phone number, email address. So you need to protect their information, and it's better not to put those in the list of reference information online, share it online. So my advice or our advice to you is take a copy with you to the interview.
Before you schedule an interview, research online to make sure that the company is reputable, legal, and treats its employees well. This is really important because there's lots of businesses out there, but a lot of them may not be legitimate or they may not be real. They may just be scamming and trying to get information from you. So make sure that you are familiar with the company or at least are able to research a little bit about the company to make sure that it's an actual business before you apply and give them your personal information. Examples of non-reputable companies.
Let's read an email to you about job offer and see we can discuss together, me and Jennifer, if it's a legitimate or if when you read this email, does it seem real or does it seem fake email? So the subject of the email is excellent job offer with top pay. Dear job seeker, let me introduce myself. My name is Jennifer Van, and I'm an assistant director of HR. I'm responsible for recruiting in our bestseller company. Your email address was found in the internet resources, and I would like to offer you a job in our top seller department with no experience needed. Please respond to this email with your name, address, date of birth, and best contact information so we can schedule a job interview. Sincerely, Jennifer Ben. So when you receive, Jennifer, an email like that, what you should do?
You should immediately delete it.
True.
Because first of all, you haven't even been looking for a job with this particular company. They reached out to you. And also, it doesn't seem like it's legitimate. They found your email through the internet resources. What's that? That doesn't sound legitimate. It should be a scam alert.
True. I agree with that.
So here's an example of a non-reputable company. It says real translator jobs, urgent. So usually companies like this are not real. If you look at this flyer a little bit closer, you will see that it says get started in 5 minutes and get paid on time every time. So this is probably not a legitimate company, especially with the way that it's written and asking you to give your personal information right away. It says on the bottom, no spam, secured sign up. Well, how do you know it's a secured sign up? Just because it says it is doesn't mean that it really would be.
True. So just be aware, be careful.
Oh, and let's not forget, Miss B, they also said that no experience was necessary.
Exactly.
And usually that's an alarm for a scam.
It's kind of warning.
Yeah.
The words they're using, the vocab they're using, it's really, you have to be careful with that. All right. So let me read you a message that Jennifer received. Student Jennifer received a message online from someone she does not know asking her for her job application. The person said that they are the manager of a company called Lovely Job. Jennifer doesn't recognize and they ask her for her social security number. Is this a risky situation for Jennifer? What do you think?
Well, definitely. Anybody who asks for your social security number,
Personal information. Yeah,
you should not give it to, especially a message from someone you don't know
exactly.
asking for her job application. No, you should not give your social security number to anyone. And usually you don't give your social security number maybe a few times when you are actually applying and get a job, or if the employer needs to do a background check. But that's after you get the job, not before.
Not during the job
Search. Yeah.
True.
Student Najet, and here's another little scenario. Student Najet receives an email from a non-reputable company called Top Jobs requesting her bank information. Should she respond?
Of course she shouldn't, Jennifer. So no an unknown person is asking for private information. Some cyber hackers, they trying to get information. They could open an account under your name. They could file a fake tax return under your information or under your name. So don't put your information at risk. So just be careful. So you just have to say, sorry, I don't give out personal information. So always keep your personal information top secret.
Meet Anne. She often shops from
sorry, guys.
www.shop.
So this is
a video on cybersecurity. So you can see how hackers actually work and how they can get all of your information. So we're going to go ahead and play the video.
Okay.
Shoppingcart.com.
I think I have to do it right now.
When someone takes your information or gathers your information and then they use it as their own, that's called identity theft. So if you've ever heard of the term identity theft, that's what it actually is.
Yeah.
To enable a faster and hassle-free shopping experience. The required information is stored in a server. One day, Anne received an email which stated her eligibility for a special discount voucher from shoppingcart.com. In order to receive the coupon code, she was asked to fill in her shoppingcart.com account credentials. This didn't seem fishy to her at the time, as she thought it was just an account verification step. Little did she realize the danger she would be facing. She was knocked off her feet when a substantial amount of money was wiped off her account. How do you think this happened? Well, yes, the email she received was fake. Anne's shoppingcart.com account witnessed unauthorized access from a third party. This type of attack is known as a cyber attack, and the person who carries it out is called a hacker. Could Anne have prevented this attack? Indeed, she could have, with the help of cybersecurity. Cybersecurity involves techniques that help in securing various digital components, networks, data, and computer systems from unauthorized digital access. There are multiple ways to implement cybersecurity, depending on the kind of network you are connected to and the type of cyber attacks you are prone to. So, let's take a look at the various cyber attacks that Anne could have been exposed to. One of the most common types of cyber attacks is a malware attack like Trojan, adware, and spyware, to name a few. Had Anne downloaded any suspicious attachments online, her system could have gotten corrupted by certain malicious viruses embedded within the attachments. Next is a phishing attack, the type of cyber attack which Anne experienced. Here, the hacker usually sends fraudulent emails, which appear to be coming from a legitimate source. This is done to install malware or to steal sensitive data like credit card information and login credentials. Another type of attack is the man-in-the-middle attack. Here, the hacker gains access to the information path between Anne's device and the website's server. The hacker's computer takes over Anne's IP address. By doing so, the communication line between Anne and the website is secretly intercepted. This commonly happens with unsecured Wi-Fi networks and also through malware. Password attack is one of the easiest ways to hack a system. Here, Anne's password could have been cracked by using either common passwords or trying all possible alphabetical combinations. To prevent future cyber attacks, Anne sought to implement a few cybersecurity practices. First, she installed a firewall. As the name suggests, it is a virtual wall between Anne's computer and the internet. Firewalls filter the incoming and outgoing traffic from your device to safeguard your network, and they can either be software applications or hardware reinforcements. Secondly, Anne implemented honeypots. Just like how flowers attract bees, dummy computer systems, called honeypots, are used to attract attackers. These systems are made to look vulnerable in order to deceive attackers, and this, in turn, defends the real system. In addition to these, she also decided to use unique alphanumeric passwords, antivirus software, and started avoiding mails from unknown senders. That was Anne's story. Cyber attacks are not just confined to individuals, but also to public and private organizations. The cyber attacks carried out in such places are more deadly, and they result in colossal losses. Motives of such attacks are many, starting from tampering with crucial data to monetary gains. Let's have a look at a few of the cyber attacks that companies are subjected to. Various public sector organizations and large corporations face the Advanced Persistent Threat, APT. In this form of attack, hackers gain access to networks for a prolonged period in order to continuously gain confidential information. Companies also witness the denial of service attack, where networks are flooded with traffic, which in turn leaves legitimate service requests unattended. A variant of this is the disputed denial of service, DDoS attack, when multiple systems are used to launch the attack. When a hacker manipulates a standard SQL query in a database-driven website, it is known as a SQL injection attack. By doing so, hackers can view, edit, and delete tables from databases. Amidst a plethora of cyber attacks, it is indeed a challenge for organizations with several networks and servers to ensure complete security. This is not an easy task, and to help with this, cybersecurity professionals are hired to work on identifying cyber threats and securing a company's network. There are multiple job roles in the field of cybersecurity. If hacking fascinates you, then the role of an ethical hacker is something to be explored. Such professionals try to exploit a network's vulnerabilities, just like how a hacker would do, but only to identify those vulnerabilities and resolve them for protection against an actual cyber attack. But if you are looking to design robust security structures, then the role of a security architect is more apt. A Chief Information Security Officer, CISO, plays a crucial role in enterprise security and is entrusted with the overall safety of the information in an organization. So, here's a question for you. Identify the type of cyber attack where the hacker's system takes over the client's IP address. A. DDoS attack. B. Man-in-the-middle attack. C. Phishing attack. D. Password attack. Give it a thought and leave your answers in the comments section below. 3 lucky winners will receive Amazon gift vouchers. With the
So that was a 7-minute video, as I said, on cybersecurity, what it is. And so the video again went into why it's important to keep your personal information private, and it kind of explained how cyber hackers actually work, or how a cyber attack can happen, and how it can even happen with big corporations. So again, you don't want to give out any information unless it's absolutely necessary. And on a job application, you need to make sure that you are keeping the information safe by making sure it's a reputable company.
Meet Anne.
Firework.
She owns and shops from www.
We also saw that there were a couple of jobs in there if you're interested in cybersecurity. So you may want to research those as well.
So watch out for links and attachment. So cyber criminals are really sneaky. They try to look like they are legitimate, but they are not. So they steal your personal information and try to use it. So always check with trusted adult. If you're not sure about the attachment, if you're not sure about the links that you see, please check with trusted adult. Do not click a link you don't know.
If you are not sure about the site, again, don't give out any information. It will put your personal information at risk. So do not provide your social security number until you've signed up a contract with a potential company. And then a pro tip is, before entering personal information online, check to make sure the website is secure by looking at the web address bar. You should see an S at the end of the HTTP in the beginning of the web address. Consider additional protection, such as the antivirus software, anti-spyware, and the firewall. If you don't know what these are, you may want to ask your parent or ask your teacher. But here at school, we have antivirus software on our computers, and hopefully at home you have it as well.
So expect to create an account several times during job search online. Your online application will have a good amount of personal information, and it's important to create a strong password. So strong password, it's really important to create while you're searching a job online.
And also, it might be a good idea for you to create a separate email for your job search, just so everything isn't going to your personal email.
And to apply for a job online, you typically have to create an account first, right? So because every company has its own website and its own application system. So you can expect to have to do this several times during your job search. So your online application will contain a good amount of personal information. Therefore, it's really important to create a strong password to protect your account. If you're not sure, like we said, ask trusted adult, parents, teacher, counselor, your ETR. And check out the following links on how to save your personal information or how to protect your personal information.
Yeah, here we have some detailed versions of the same instructions that we've been giving you. So go ahead and check out these links. Effective and secure job search. So we've been going into what's an effective and a secure job search, and we have given you some ideas about what you need to do in order to make your job search secure
and effective as well. So we also, so looking also for a job is the right thing to do. And it is hard work too. So however, while you are searching for employment, the last thing you want to happen is identity theft. So please follow all the tips that we gave you to help make your job search more effective and more secure.
And we have an exit ticket that we would like you to fill out if you could. And it just asked you a few questions about the presentation and whether you thought it was useful or not. But we hope you at least got a little bit of new information that you didn't know about having a safe and secure job application process.
And then now we complete our presentation. And thank you so much for participating.
Yeah, we hope that you really learned something new.
Thank you.